Welcome to Boardgame TV. Today is Shadows Sunday, and we're continuing with our Shadows of Brimstone campaign. And before we get started, I want to read you something. The thunder of canyons sounds in the dark, and sporadic flashes of fire and smoke dance across the night as an army of the dead lay siege to the land of the living. It's been 50 years since the Alamo fell, and Santa Anna's legions marched to war. One legion dispatched to the north to investigate tales of a magical black rock never returned. Until now. Back for revenge, the Lost Army marches once more, a corrupt echo of conquest and glory still driving their animated husks to war. The Lost Army. We're going to be using them in this. They're going to be the start of this little mini campaign for our local heroes. The saloon girl, the lawman, and the rancher. And we are going to play Town Overrun. And we're using the Frontier board. You know, I've said this before, and I'll probably say this again. But one of the great things I love about Shadows of Brimstone is it's a sandbox. You can do anything you want with it. You can tweak missions to fit your need. And that's what we're doing with this one. We're going to have Town Overrun. And normally, when you play the Town Overrun scenario from the Frontier Town Mission Pack, you grab some threat cards, low or medium, depending on the number of players, and you choose what threat. You draw cards, and that's what monsters pop up. It's supposed to have a hodgepodge of all different monsters pop up in the town, but for the purposes of our little mini campaign, which our local group's fixing to get involved with, we're using the Lost Army. We're going to mix this. This is going to be like a prelude mission, and then we're going to start some missions the next couple times I play from the Lost Army mission pack. And I like these Lost Army guys. I think it's a neat idea. And I have the General Missio. I didn't paint him as good. Yeah. And I have the Hell Cannon, but we're not going to see them this adventure. I know. We'll see them eventually. So what is Town Overrun? Well, the town is under attack from all sides. Creatures and demons, which will substitute the Lost Army, who picks our frontier town here to overrun, are pouring in, sweeping through the streets, and carrying townspeople off into the night. Someone needs to stand up against this darkness, or this town will be lost. Okay, so as you see, we have several markers on the board. These are townsfolk. We have 4 heroes. I know what you're saying. What? 4? Well, that's because we're going to have a guest hero. The Prospector. He came into town, and he's spending his money over there at the saloon. And he came in, and he's going to be actually a part of this. We're going to have him a part of this. And I might throw in some guest heroes from time to time. Now, everybody in this mission starts with their max grit. Now, our lawman has 3. So what does our prospector have? He has the miner's canteen. Once per adventure, heal 2d6 wounds or 2d6 sanity damage. The heavy pickaxe. Your melee attacks use the d8 to hit. 6, 7, 8 count as critical. Your combat hits are +1 damage. He has a personal item, silver dice. Once per adventure, discard and redraw any single card just drawn. That's not going to really come into play here. Too much. And Blast Miner. Start every adventure with 1 free dynamite token. You also gain free attack once per fight. Throw dynamite. So that'll come in handy. Now, we have our Growing Dread and Darkness cards over there. We have our Mind Track, but we're not in the mines, so what's going to happen? Well, we roll for Darkness at the end or at the beginning, however you want to put it, like normal every turn. And when we have to draw a Darkness card, we have to draw a Darkness card. When we have to draw a Growing Dread card, we can draw a Growing Dread card. However, the Growing Dread card will become revealed and take effect at that point in time. No setting them off to the side and waiting to the end of the adventure. So that's one change. I randomly put the rancher because I wanted this to be thematic. Here's our lawman, he's in the jail. Here's our saloon girl, she's here in the saloon, and the prospectors in the saloon, and the rancher just happened to be in the jail. I mean, in the city, and I guess you randomly put her there in the middle when it broke out. These townsfolk's markers, they were rolled to see how many I would have, and randomly put at certain places, and so that's how we ended up with them where they are at. We have entry points A, B, C, and D. You roll a 1, 2, and 3. You roll a 6-sider. If you get a 1, 2, or 3, you put some monsters here on the entry point. And then I roll a die 6, doing it as a die 3 to see how many I would place there. And I have 3 here, 2 there, 3 there, none there at this point in time. So let's go over some of the rules. Alright. I've kind of already done that. Told you how the setup goes. So we'll just skip the setup. And they're going to move on to the board according to their initiative. Which this first turn they're going to get first initiative. Because boom, they have popped up out of nowhere. Nobody warned the townspeople about them. Okay, so what's our goal? We got to save the town. We have to defeat enough enemies to break the assault and then kill any remaining enemies. Alright. Let's go over the townsfolk first. In this mission, the townsfolk markers represent all the people of the town running in terror from the creatures that are attacking. Townsfolk markers block movement, but do not block line of sight for ranged attacks. Each turn, immediately after a Hold Back the Darkness roll is made, the townsfolk are allowed to move around the board in an attempt to escape their fate. All the townsfolk markers collectively get a single pool of movement points equal to whatever the Roll Back the Darkness was for this turn. Alright, so let's say I rolled the Hold Back the Darkness, which will be the first turn, which is going to be the first thing we always do. And I roll a 4. Alright. That means I'm going to have 4 movement points for every townsfolk marker on the board. And I can put them, I could take one, he moves all the 4 points. I can make him move 1, 1, 1, 1, so forth. Okay? The townsfolk markers do not need to make escape rolls to move away from enemies and may not move to rooftops. Alright. Whenever a random hero is rolled, and basically how that's going to play is, let's say these guys right here, and our gunslinger and our rancher was there, but we have 2 other townsfolk in line of sight. Well, who's he going to shoot at? Well, we're going to roll randomly to see who he shoots at. So whenever we were to roll randomly to do that, we would add the townsfolk into that mix. So I would say, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I would roll an 8-sider die, and whoever I roll is whoever that one attacks. Of course, he would probably attack him melee just because he's right there, but you get the picture. So that's how that's going to work. Townsfolk have 1 health, and defense of 4. They're immune to sanity, as they are already running in terror. When a townsfolk takes 1 or more hits, a hero adjacent to that townsfolk person may take those hits on themselves. So, like if he was going to shoot that one, and he hits before the defense roll is made, the rancher could say, hey, I'm going to take these hits, you hit me instead. Okay. The heroes are truly desperate. Any hero that has no enemies on their map tile in the same building or in the streets with them may give up their attack and do one of the following: scavenge, recover a grit, ready a once per fight item, or catch your breath, heal D3. And that's once per fight item. There we go. There's holdout pistol. So because this is going to be one big fight. So we can do one of the following actions instead. So there we go. I don't see much scavenging going on. Maybe some recovering grit, but remember, it's going to cost an action. So you're going to have to give up movement, or you're going to have to give up attack. There is unlimited scavenging, but like I said, I don't see that coming into play. Heroes cannot flee. They are trapped and must see the mission through to the end. Okay, so here we go. Boom. And this just tells you how many threat cards, so you don't have to do none of this. Ambushing enemies. That'll come into play. It's basically all it's saying is, townsfolk can come into that as well. Okay, so at the end of each turn, roll a d6 for each entry point. If a 1 or 2 is rolled, place an enemy's approaching marker by that entry point. We're not going to be doing that. Basically, the enemy's approaching is for in case you don't have enough enemies to put on the board. You have these little markers there because you may have 10 enemies on the board. You don't have enough void hounds, let's say, to put on the board. So you put a little marker there, and the instructions tell you can use basically any markers you want and just let you know they're there. Now, enemies that are off the board like that can't attack, so they have to be on the board. But we have enough Lost Army soldiers. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 soldiers. So I think that's basically enough. So we really won't have to do that. So basically what it is, at the end of every turn, we have to roll a d6 for every entry point. If we roll a 1 or a 2, we put some new enemies there. If we do not roll a 1 or a 2, no new enemies are going to pop up there. Okay? So that's tweak. Now, let's go over the shootout rules. There are rules for enemies type such as the Lost Army that use these shootout rules. And frankly, I'm not too keen on them. I got into a real long debate with myself as to whether or not I was going to use them, if I will ever use them. And I decided, at least for this mission, I'm not really going to use them. Now, we'll still use stuff for the Lost Army according to their sheet, no problem. But as far as those shootout rules, it's basically, the shootout rules are, you'll take these little, you have these little shootout markers, these little shootout tokens, like these right here, okay? And your enemies move, and basically what they do is, you got somebody in line of sight or something, you put a shootout token, and somebody else may put a shootout token there, and another enemy put a shootout token on this guy or something like that. Then after enemies do all that, then you roll one big shootout thing. I'm just not a big fan of that. I don't know, maybe I need to test play it a couple times, tweak it, or see what I want to do. So I'm really not going to use those rules for these monsters. These guys have bayonets for a reason. And if you look at their card, let's be honest with it. If you look at their card, when they're not in some special battle line or a Hell Musket Volley or whatever, look at what their two hit is. Range attacks take a 5 or higher. Melee attacks take a 3 or higher hit. And they do 6 damage. And it just, I like the idea of, let's say this guy was right here. If this guy says, well, I don't really want to shoot, I'll just run up to him and pop him one time and then move, and then shoot somebody over there. In a way, I just like that idea. I just don't want to be limited to it. But hey, if you disagree with me, just let me know. Or if I'm not fairly giving the shootout rules a chance, let me know. But For this mission, we're not going to be using the shootout rules, okay? So how do we win? Alright. Well, we start the hero posse like it normally does at the mine entrance. For every 3 enemies we kill. That's right, you heard that right. Every 3 enemies we kill. It's going to be tough. Then we get to move that marker 1 space. And if you saw my last playthrough, shootout in the streets, when that marker gets to 12, we can start rolling 2 dice. Well, we will always roll 2 dice to hold back the darkness, but if we ever get above what that marker's at, so let's say that marker's at 6 and we roll a 7 to hold back the darkness, we've partially succeeded in what we're going to do. No more enemies will come on the board after that. Then all we have to do is simply kill the remaining enemies on the board. And we've won. Okay. And it's equal to or higher. Okay. If we win, every hero will gain D6 times 10 experience points or D6 times $25 for each townsfolk marker still alive at the end of the game. So that's basically our experience or money, if we choose, depends on how many of these townsfolk people are alive at the end of the game. We also can draw 2 loot cards, but we're not in the mines. It's just going to be gear cards. Okay? 2 gear cards. Failure, well, it's basically the usual. You don't get to visit the town before next adventure, and you, of course, you won't heal for your injury or madness, that type of thing. Okay, so I hope we are clear on that. Let's get our guys on the board, because these guys will start on the board. And of course the shot hasn't been fired yet. Now before we do that, let's look at what the Lost Army has to offer. Fear. Any hero starting their activation adjacent takes 2 horror hits. Okay. Battle line. While in formation, a Lost Army model is armor 5+ and only makes a retreat move on a roll of 6 instead of the normal 4, 5, or 6. And that again has to deal with shootout rules. And basically what can happen is these guys can retreat if they're together, they're in their little battle formation. Like these guys are kind of like in a battle formation. They would retreat together and that kind of stuff, and they would have a certain armor. Now, for this adventure, that's probably not going to come into play much, because have you ever seen... Well, let me put it like this, because of my life experiences. I know that a well-oiled military unit would, if they raid a city, would stick to their formation and battle plans. However, this is an army of zombie men who do not fear the living, who have a weird type of rage and are not facing an army. They're going in a civilian type thing. And for that reason, I'm probably, to be more realistic, when you have forces like that, everything just tends to break down and go to hell. People start to just do what they want. And I think I'm going to play this like that. there now the Generalissimo is not going to pop up in this to keep discipline in the ranks, I guess to say it. So these guys are just going to go and slaughter and pillage and not worry about formations and battle strategies or anything like that. Okay, that's the way we're going to play this one. Now, come later on, probably when the Generalissimo and the Hell Cannon and all that stuff comes into play, and other missions, then yes, more than likely, you know, if the heroes are invading their hideout, well then yes, something like that. But that's different from this. And then they have a last thing, Hell Musket Volley, range attack, 10 range, shots. Shots equal the number of Lost Army soldiers in line of sight to the target, and 1 damage for each shot. So, as you can see, when they do a melee, they get 1 combat die, and they do 6 damage and 3 to hit. However, when they shoot, their range is 10. They have shots to how many Lost Army soldiers are in line of sight to the target, which can be vary from up and down, and 1 damage each. So, you know, I try to be fair about this. So I'm going to just, you know, like this guy right here, he's not going to worry about shooting. These guys are not going to stop right there and just all three, hey, let's shoot this one guy. They're going to, this guy may, you know, pop them, but then these guys are going to go on and explore and try to get whoever's in their way. Okay? So, you know, we're not going to play with much strategy for Lost Army this turn. But they will be shooting. There's no doubt about that. And like I said, that's the way I'm going to do it. Okay. So, townsfolk will move after, we will do the townsfolk thing after the last hero. So like the first turn, I roll for darkness. Then we go by initiative for the heroes and villains. And then remember, whatever my roll for darkness roll was, that's the movement pool points for these townsfolk. And then they'll move. So they go last. Okay, I think I've about covered everything. That's a lot to cover for a little, for just a regular mission in Frontier Town. But this mission had special rules, and then I have special rules that deviate from those. And then the Lost Army has their own little type thing. So, another thing I don't like about the retreat, let's look at this retreat thing here real quick. I just want to, if adjacent to a hero at the start of its activation, roll a d6. On a 4+, makes a free move along the shortest distance to no longer be adjacent. Otherwise, makes a melee attack against a random adjacent hero this turn. So you see, these guys do more damage when they're, especially when they're single. If he was adjacent to her, trying to hit her with the melee. I don't like the idea of rolling a dice and say, okay, let me retreat here. But we still may come and do that. I mean, that's what the battle line does. But okay. Alright, so we get set up. Let's get ready to go. Alright, let's get ready to go. I did change one thing, though. I put the rancher, she's in the barn with the horses. I put these little horses in here, these little horse tokens in there that come with this. So, I figured it makes sense she'd be in the barn. Just for you know, this is like the little stable. This is the jail. There's the saloon. This right here is the church. This looks like this could be like a little general store or something like that. This looks like a hotel or a little office. I guess that could be like a little store or something too. Okay, so let's roll for darkness. That's the first thing we're going to do. We got 8, so we passed it. And we're going to have 8 movement points. Let me put this right here. Just to remember, we're going to have 8 movement points between these guys. So now let's go ahead and remember our Lost Army gets first crack. And they're going to do a sweep, I guess, basically. So they have a movement of 2, which is not that great. But that's okay. He's going to go 1, 2. And he sees that guy right there. And of course, he's going to shoot at him. So we'll do that first. Alright. He's going to get 1 shot. And he hits. And now they have a defense of 4. And he didn't make it. So that's first villager KO. Pow. Because they only have 1 health. Oh no. That guy just ran. Now he's going to move. And he's going to try to go 1, 2. He's going to try to move that way. He's going to move off 1, 2. And then these guys are going to move 1, 2. And now they see that villager. So let's go ahead and they're going to get 2 shots. And they hit. They miss, actually. See? Look at that. That villager's like, what the hell? Alright. Well, actually, that's not true. Because we have these 2 line of sight as well. So we're going to do 2 more. That's 1 hit. And he didn't defend, so he's dead. This one right, and these guys are going to move up 1, 2. This guy is going to try to pummel him. So 1 combat die. And he missed. Okay, so now it's our hero's turn. We've heard the shooting. We're like, what in the hell's going on? So we have our saloon girl first. She has the highest initiative, as a matter of fact. So let's move her. Let's roll for her die. Movement. 1. Well, that's terrible. She's already at max grit, so she can actually roll again. 3. 1, 2, 3. She steps out and like, holy cow. We got a problem. Alright, so she's going to do her holdout pistol. And that's free attack once per fight. 1 shot, 3 range. That one's in range. Let me see if she has any of the bonuses from her thing. Let's see, she has +1 health, +1 sanity, +1 strength. She has a hunting knife, which is +1 combat. Spinning kick, huh? And let's see here. Yeah, okay. So she's going to use her holdout pistol. 4. Now that's a hit. And let's see here. It does. It wasn't a critical. The critical gets 5 or 6. However, all your attacks are +1 damage. Now these guys are in battle line, so they have an armor 5 while in formation. Right now, those 2 guys are in formation. 3. Well, that's not even going to 4. It's not even going to break their defense. They have a defense of 4 and 3 health. So she shot at them. Didn't even do anything. So that's terrible. Okay. Next, our lawman. I'll go. He rolls 6. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see where I can do with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he'll do that. He's going there. And he sees that lost army guy there. And he's going to shoot at him. He has 3 shots. See if he has any special stuff that I forgot. He's got Rider's Hat, +1 health. Alright. And fair warning, +1 max grit, which I've already given him. +2 damage to enemies of higher initiative. Okay, well, just this round. They had a higher initiative this round. Okay, so 3 shots. Well, one's a crit, and he can re-roll 1 because he has laying down the law, and that's no good. And I think I'll spend a grit, so I have 3 of them to re-roll this dice. Okay, that's 2 hits, one's a crit. This guy has no armor or nothing because he's not in formation. Okay, 6. Alright, so 6 is going to go through his defense, and so this guy is dead. This Lost Army guy is taken out. That's number 1. And I'm going to use the peril die to try to keep track. Well, hell, I guess not. I'll just say use one of these die. Try to keep track of how many we've popped. And that's 1. Okay, and that's going to give him 30 experience. Let's go ahead and just write this down here. 30 XP. Okay, the rancher. Let's see what she does. She can move 3. 1, 2, 3. Now remember, villagers do not block line of sight. They only block movement. So she's going to get a shot at these guys. Of course, remember, she has that wonderful Vampire Hunter shotgun. +1 damage against undead. And these guys are undead. And she has, she has Dress for her Adventure, +2 health for each clothing item. Okay, she has a Rider's Hat and 3 health, +4 health, +4 sanity, +2 sanity. And she's holy. Holy robes, +3 health, +1 spirit. So she is holy. So she's going to actually do +2 damage. That's great. And then remember, she has that special ability. Anytime you kill an enemy with a devil-handed gun, which the shotgun is, you immediately gain +1 shot with that gun. So she gets 2 shots. Alright, that's a miss. We're going to spin a grit. We'll go ahead and spin a grit and re-roll that. That's an 8. That's a crit. And the next shot is an 8. That's another crit. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, well, it looks like their armor. Wow. Wow. Alright, well, let's see how much damage she would do first. 4 + 2 is 6. That's going to kill that one. Now, they do have this armor. However, that's a critical hit. So it's going to go past that armor. So she kills another one. And with her second shot, 4, and that's going to go through and kill another one. So that's 3 down. And we can move our thing here. And 60 experience points for her. I'll write that down. And I guess that other shot is wasted. Alright, so let's have the Prospector. He's in there like, what in the world's going on, Prospector Pete? So let's have him move. 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's all he can basically do. Okay, so now we can do our movement points. We have 8 total movement points for some of these guys. Obviously, this guy is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's basically it. He'll move 1, 2. He's going to try getting there. Well, hold on. Actually, I'll move him 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going that way because they don't. I mean, he sees them, and that's it. All right. That was first round. Now let's see what's going to happen is hold back the darkness. Let's hold back the darkness. We got a 10. So it stays there. Now we're not using, remember, we don't use the mine chart. We're not in the mine, so if we roll doubles on hold back the darkness, that's fine. So now we know how to do an entry point. We'll start with entry point A. No. Entry point B. No. I think, is it 1, 2, or 3, or is it 1 and 2? Okay, yeah. Alright, entry point C, no. And entry point D, no. So no new enemies are coming in this turn. Alright, so our heroes can go now, and we are at the Saloon Girl. She's going to roll a 4, and she's going to move 1, 2, and she's going to attack. She has a axe and a hunting knife. And that gives her a 3 combat. And the yeah, 3 combat. So we'll roll 3. And then the axe one gives her +2 damage. So that's good. Oh man, she looks like she whiffed that. Let's see, that's a 4. It's only 1 hit. I could spin a grit. I think I'll do that and we'll just re-roll. How about that? Okay, well that's not much better. Alright, so that's 1 hit. See how much damage? 6 damage +2 is going to be 8. They have a defense of 4, so she would kill him, but however, he is in a ranged thing, and it's not a critical hit, so it has armor. So it would take 8 wounds, and actually it would take, it got through its defense, so 4 wounds gets through its defense, so we got to roll 4 times. Any 5 or higher, we negate 1 wound. Okay, no, 1 wound goes through. Second wound goes through. Does the 3rd wound go through? Yes, it does. So this guy is dead. Okay, so it's a 1 there. And, yeah, that's the end of her turn. Now we have the Lawman. And let's roll for his movement. He rolls a 3, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And then we have the Rancher. She rolls a 1. That's not that great. We'll give her a grit though. And the Prospector does not get to go yet. Now the bad guys go. They have initiative of 2. So he's moving 1, 2. And he can see into there. So he's going to attack him. And he hits. And the guy doesn't make his defense, so he is dead. It's 3 dead. Okay, he's going to go, he doesn't see anybody else in there, so he's going to move up 2. He's going to move 1, 2. And he sees that guy in there. And he's going to roll. And he missed. And then that one right there is going to melee attack our Saloon Girl. And they have a 1 combat, but they just need a 3 or higher to hit. And that's a hit. And so she's going to take 6 damage. Can she defend against it? She needs a 3 or higher. That's actually pretty good. Oh my goodness, let's spend a grit. Spend her last grit. Alright, she defended against it, so she's okay. And now it's the Prospector's turn. And he rolls a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now we have 10 points to move our guys. He's going to 1, 2. He sees that guy there. 3. Oh crap, there's another guy there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll move him 1. And this guy will move 1. And that's it. Let's roll for a Hold Back the Darkness. 7. Well, we're still able to do that. That's fine. Okay. So 7 movement points for them. And let's see if we got to put any in. No on A. No on B. No on C. No on D. So we're getting real lucky. Alright, so her hero's turn is the Saloon Girl again. And of course she's going to use her 3 combat here. Well, that's 1 hit. That's a crit though, so that's fine. She's going to roll for damage. 2, 3 damage. It goes through 3, 4, 5 damage, yeah. So she kills him. So he's dead. So that's 2 gone. And that's it for her. The Lawman will move for him. 1, 2, 3. Rancher, 1 again. But that was her grit, so 2, 3. She sees that guy. Let's see if she has the range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She does not have the range. And so now it is our bad guy's turn. Okay, well he obviously, he has range. They have a range of 10, so he sees her, so he's going to shoot at her. And he hits. Can she defend? She cannot. We'll spend a grit. She still can't. So she's gonna take 1 damage. It's not too bad. Okay. This guy doesn't see anybody in the building, so he's just gonna move 1, 2. He doesn't see anybody in the building, so he's gonna move back this way. And then the prospector's turn. And he's gonna go 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put him there. Alright, that's whole, and then we have 7 movement points, and this guy's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. We'll put him there. And now we roll for the darkness. 5. We failed that time. So we're going to move that there, and we have 5 movement points between our heroes. Okay, and our heroes go, and it's the Saloon Girl. She's going to catch her breath. She's going to spend an action, actually, to do that. And she's going to ready her holdout pistol. And then she will move. One, 2, 3. She doesn't have the range to shoot him, and that's it. It's the Lawman's turn. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to attack him. He gets 3 shots. All right, that's 2 hits. All right, and let's see here. I'm going to use a grit to add +3 damage to that. This is going to be 8, so he kills him. And that's our 6th guy defeated, so we can move this down. And that's another 30 experience points for him. The rancher here is going to go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and try to shoot him. Let's see, we have 2 8-siders. That's a crit. And good God, I swear this dice is not weighted or nothing. I promise you. I promise you. So 4, and she kills him. So he's dead. So that's another 1. And now this guy's going to go 1, 2, and he has a range of 10. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so 1 through 3, the lawman. 4 through 6, the saloon girl. How about that? The lawman. He's going to shoot at the lawman. And that's a hit. Can he defend? He cannot. So he's going to take 1 damage. Okay. And let's do some movement points here. I think everybody's good. I think I probably just may move him 1. Alright. And let's hold back the darkness. And we failed again. So we're going to have a darkness card, actually. All tribal enemies are +1 combat and +1 initiative. That's fine. This goes here. And now we got to roll for entry points. Okay, we have some coming here. We have 3 here. Alright. Entry point B. Well, guess what? We got some there. We have 1 here. Entry point C. No. And entry point D. Yes. And we're going to have 3 there. Okay. It's our hero's turn. Saloon girl was a good thing she readied that hold-out pistol. So let's roll for her. She rolls a 1. Ugh. Well, alright, give her a grit. She moves 1. She really can't do anything. Alright, lawman. Let's roll for his move. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to move up. And he's going to attack that guy who just appeared. And that's 1 hit. I'm going to spin a grit. Okay, that's 2 hits. And nothing got through. So that was no good. Okay. The rancher. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know what she's going to do. That's a miss. She'll spin a grit. There you go. There's my 8. And a 6. That's 2 crits. 1. Oh, that was terrible. And 8. Okay, well, she killed it. So this one's dead. She's going to gain 30 more experience. And now we are at 3. So let's put this back down. And we're going to move that there. Okay. And now it is the, that was it. Now it's the bad guy's turn. Okay, we'll start with him. He right here, he has actually those 2 in his line of sight. So let's see, 1 through 3, 4, 5, 6. The rancher, he's going to shoot at the rancher. He's going to move 2, but he's going to shoot at her, and he misses. Okay. Then we have these guys. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Actually, I'm going to do him. He's going to go. He's going to check. He's going to go 1, 2. And he was going to go 1, 2. Look into there. Doesn't see anybody. However, he's moving forward. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're going to shoot. See, he was going to go 1, 2. And he was going to go 1, 2. So we have 2 are shooting at her. Okay, 1's a hit. Can she defend? She cannot. She's going to re-roll. And she... Ah, dang. So she takes damage. Okay. This one right here sees him. He's going to shoot at him. And that's a hit. And he was able to defend. They have a defense of 4+. So that's fine. Well, actually, he wouldn't have shot. I guess he would have meleeed. So let's do that again. Well, it was a hit anyways. Yeah, it was a hit anyways. And he defended against it. Okay, that's fine. And now the prospector will go. He can roll a 5. Where do we want to get him going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the end of that turn. And now we have some movement points. We only have 4, so he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. He's hiding. He doesn't see anything. All right, let's do hold back the darkness. We got a 12, so we held it back. Oh, one more, man. We could have almost ended that. All right. So hero's turn. It's the saloon girl. Let's roll for her movement. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually, she gets +1 move. I forget about that. So there we go. She's going to do her free attack with the pistol. That's a miss. Okay. Now she's going to do her combat. And that's actually 3 hits. And let's see here. She does +3 damage. To one of the hits. So that's 7. Has a defense of 4. It's going to be enough to kill it. So we'll put this at 1. Give her 30 experience. Oh, I've been giving that one the wrong. Been giving that one wrong experience on that one for some weird reason. Okay. Next is the lawman, and he's got that guy right in front of him. Let's roll for his grit, though. Nope. Alright, he's got 2 hits, 1's a crit. Alright, that 5 will go through and kill him. So this is going to be number 2. And now he finally gets 30 there. The rancher, she rolls 2. She'll turn around, 1, 2. And that's it. And now it's the bad guy's turn. Let's see what we got going on. Well, he's going to move 1, 2, and he's going to try to kill him. Well, we'll do that. And that's a hit. Can he defend? He does defend. Okay. So he doesn't see anybody in here, so he's going to move back out. 1, 2. He doesn't see anybody in there, so he's going to move back out. 1, 2. Now they have 3 people in their line of sight. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, this one right here. So we're going to get 3 shots at that one. That's actually 2 hits. Can he defend? He does not on one of them. So he's dead. That villager is dead. Alright. And now the prospector, well actually this guy gets to go, I forgot about him. He sees him still, he's running. And he's going to shoot. And that's a miss. And he's going to move 1, 2. Now the prospector gets to go. He rolls a 4, so he's going to move up here. And he's going to attack. And the old prospector gets, he rolls a die 8, because he has that pickaxe. Critical on 6, 7, or 8. And he has 2 combat. That's a crit, and that's a miss. He'll spin a grit. Yeah, why not? No. We won't spin a grit. We can take him out with that 1 hit. 3. That's going to kill him. So there goes this guy. He's dead. And that is number 3. And we can move this to 12. And that is the end of that turn. Now we have some movement points. We have 12 movement points we can do. So he's going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to go 1. He's going to stay there. Now let's hold back the darkness. Again with 12, and that is, oh, we did it. Look at that. So, holy cow, I can't believe I rolled that good. It says, let me make sure, let me just double check here. When the heroes make the hold back the darkness test each turn, if the roll is equal to or higher. Okay, well, that is it. It's equal to or higher. So, man, we rolled. I've never done that before on Hold Back the Darkness. Rolled twice in a row, double 6s. Holy cow. Okay, so it's our hero's turn. The saloon girl's going to go. Let's see, let's roll for her. 2. She's right here. 1, 2, 3. Well, I'll just put her there. I'll put her there as a matter of fact. And that's it. And then she's going to ready her pistol. The gunslinger, he rolls 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's there. He's going to shoot at him. He gets 3 shots. Well, that's 1 hit. Dang it. I'm thinking about doing once per venture, recover up to your max grit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. He's going to get 3 grit. I'm going to spin that grit and I'm going to re-roll. Okay, well that's 2 hits. Okay, that's a 6 and a 5. That's actually pretty good. That's going to give me 2 and 1, 3, and that's going to kill him. So he's dead. So he's going to get 30 more experience. Alright, the rancher, we'll roll for her movement. 2, 1, 2, and that's basically it. Now it's the bad guy's turn. And of course, we'll move him 1, 2. Let's see here. These 2 will move. I'll move him there. He's going to go 1, 2. And he, crap, man. Oh, you believe that? Look what I did. Oh, come on, man. You stupid super glue. Alright, well, hold on. Let's get him out here. Let's replace him with him. Okay. I have to glue that one back. Alright, so he's going to melee attack the prospector. So let's do that. They have combat of 1. That's a hit. Does the prospector defend? He does. Okay, he's going to shoot him. He misses. And he's going to shoot at her, the rancher. That's a hit. Can she defend? She can. No damage. Okay, so now it's the prospector's turn. He's going to go. Of course, he's going to attack that guy with the freaking pickaxe. That's a 1. He's going to spin a grit. That's a miss. And a 7. That's a crit. 3. That is good enough. He kills him. And that's the end of that turn. And we have 12 movement points. We'll move him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just get him in there. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. Let's hold back the darkness. We don't. Okay. And now let's see here. It is our hero's turn. It's our saloon girl's turn. She rolls a 6. I'm going to move her there. She's going to get her free shot with the pistol. That's a crit. And that's dead. So that's 30 experience for her. Alright, the lawman goes. See here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's in range. Oh, that's terrible. We'll spend a grit. Okay, that's 2 hits. And nothing goes through. Okay. The rancher, she rolls a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to shoot at him. 4. That's actually a hit. And that's a miss. Oh, that's terrible right there. So, no damage. Not enough. He's going to shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The lawman. 2, that's a miss. And now the prospector, he can go and he's going to move here and he's going to attack him with the pickaxe. That's a miss, but he's going to spend a grit. I'm rolling terrible now. That's a crit and that's a miss. 6. It's enough to kill him. So he is dead. Whew. Alright, we got lucky. I don't know what to say about that. I understand why you want to keep these guys in formation. And as I said before, because it makes it way too easy to hit these guys. And their range to hit is a 5 or higher. So they're going to miss a lot. They do way more damage with melee than what they do, and they have an easier time to hit with melee. But when you got them in formation, they have the armor and they have more shots. So I understand why you want to keep them in formation, and I promise you, I know we are going to. When we go to invade their hideouts and mines and we have the leaders with them, they're going to play more to the type of disciplined military unit. This one, though, this was just chaos running rampant, killing everybody, not staying in formation type things in a city. So that's why we split them up and let them kill as many as they can. Okay? So, we have actually saved 4. We lost half the townsfolk. Half the townsfolk are dead. So, let's see how many experience points we are going to get for these guys. D6 times 10. For each townsfolk marker still alive. And I think we're not going to do with money. We are going to do with experience. So we'll go ahead. D6 times 10. Ah, 60. That's 10. So that's 70. Okay, it's 40, so that's 110. Oh, shit. 120. Alright, so everybody gets 120 experience. Okay, now they each get a gear card. So let's start with the Saloon Girl. She gets Scafford Bandana. No law heroes. +1 move. You gain the keyword outlaw. Well, okay. Well, we'll take it. The Lawman. And he gets Silver Bullets. This card to use until the end of the adventure. All your gun hits are +1 damage against any beast enemy. Okay, you'll keep that. The Rancher. Old Map. Once per turn, you may cancel and redraw an encounter or map card just drawn. After each use, discard Old Map on a roll of D6, 1 of 2. You know, okay. And the Prospector is going to actually get a gear card. And he gets a gunpowder keg. Discard to throw just like dynamite. Ah, I didn't use dynamite. That's right. After any bounce, any models in the same and adjacent spaces take wounds ignoring defense. Any other models, wow, take. Okay, well, he'll have the gunpowder keg. All right. Well, you know, that was fairly easy, but I kind of made it fairly easy just to fool around with the Lost Army. However, half my citizens did die, and I did roll extremely well, especially on this dice right here. You saw it, and then the 2 6s twice in a row. So I got lucky. Next time, when our heroes investigate what the hell the Lost Army is doing, and they have to go and try to stop the Lost Army, I don't think I'm going to be so lucky. This was just a little prelude to a little mini campaign for this group. The other group member is doing the Undead Outlaws and the Undead Gunfighter Slinger. This group has a little mini campaign with the Lost Army. And our third group, well, I'm going to keep that a surprise as to who they are going to have a mini campaign with. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I love this game. You can do anything you want with it, modify anything you want with it. It's just a fun game. I don't know what to say. If I could tell a person, hey, if you could only have one board game, if I would tell them that if I could only have one board game and I was able to have all the expansions with it, and I could just only ever have one board game, this would be the game for me right now. Hell, definitely right now, 6 months ago, a year ago, probably a year from now, this would be the game. If I could only own one game and the expansions, this would be it. This is a fun game. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Until the next time, I will see you then.